Hi everybody, we're back, and today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do what was my mother's best friend. Her name was Nell, and she left my mother her carrot cake recipe before she passed away many years ago. And from what we were told, it was a blue ribbon winner that she won a cake contest for in 1962. So once I had this cake, I had to get the recipe, and I wrote it down for myself, put it in the computer, printed it up, and now we're going to do this and share with y'all. It's one of the simplest, best cakes you will ever put in your mouth. So let's get started. First of all, we have 2 cups of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of soda, and you sift all of that up together. Then we'll add 1½ cups of oil, 4 whole eggs, and 3 cups of grated carrots. So we're going to grate these in the food processor, and let's get all of this together and get started. Alright, my husband Scott is fixing to grate these carrots up for us. Alright guys, we're going to start. We start with 2 cups of plain flour, and I sift mine. I think it makes a world of difference, to be truthfully honest, of how moist your cake is. So, this is the first cup. It aerates that flour so well. Okay. I'll set this to the side because I put flour in my baking pan so that it helps it not stick. Alright, then the next thing is 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So, I'll just use my little salt shaker here so I don't have to get into the bigger container. There we go. Next is 2 cups of sugar. Alright, I will be right back. 2 cups of sugar. Gotta get my sugar container. Alrighty. That's 1 cup. Two cups. There we go. Next, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. This is the simplest cake, and I hadn't made it for years, but I made it this past Christmas, and I'm telling you, in one day that cake was gone. There's 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of soda, there we go. One teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. Now, all we have to do is sift all this together. Okay, we've got that mixed together. Now on to the next part of this. So let me get my KitchenAid and we'll be right back. Now we're going to get into the wet section of this cake. So we start off with 4 large whole eggs. I like to just put mine in a bowl like this. Make sure they're okay, nice and safe and clean. And when we go pouring them in, just try to get them in one at a time. They usually fall out one at a time. There we go. Now, get this thrown away. And let's go ahead and get started over here with the KitchenAid. Well, we start with 1.5 cups of just some good old vegetable oil. There we go. And our 1/2 cup. There we go. Now, I personally like to go ahead and start with 1 cup of the grated carrots. So that's about a cup's worth. So I will go ahead and get 1 cup in there. You're probably going to have leftover carrots. I mean, it's hard to tell when you're shredding them. But I just saved mine and made a great big huge salad. Grilled chicken salad. Use the rest of them in 2 days. Alright, so we've got that. Let's get this going. If you don't have a KitchenAid, just use a blender. No. There's 1. Oh, there went 2. And there went 3. Okay. Now, while it's doing that, I like to start adding my flour in just a little at a time. Okay, now I'm going to turn that off, and I'm going to go ahead and add the 2nd cup of grated carrots. Now these carrots will make this cake so sweet and so moist, you're going to be utterly amazed. Okay. Okay. Now for our last cup of carrots. this on low because you don't want to overbeat it. It'll make your cake tough. Whoops. There we go. Now that looks about mixed to me. So, next thing we do is we grease and flour 3 cake pans. Now, I have to split this up evenly between 3 cake pans. I've got my oven heated at 350 and it should cook, let's see, 25 to 30 minutes. So, get started doing this. Okay, let's get these in the oven, and then next we'll let them cool and get the frosting on. We are fixing to put this icing together. This recipe was written in hand, and I had basically had to decipher it and put it into, you know, regular amounts. But when Nell wrote this way back in 1962, it just had 1 box of powdered sugar. And I thought, what in the world is a box of powdered sugar? Because I had never really seen one. We always bought, you know, sugar in plastic bags like this at, you know, any Walmart or what have you. But anyway, a box of powdered sugar is 1 pound. So we start this off with 1 pound of powdered sugar. Now, I put the powdered sugar in first because this mixer, it likes to toss it out to the sides and share it with everything. So, here is my cream cheese, and I put that on top like that. Let me get some of this off the wrapping paper because it can be used too. And like I said, Southern women use everything there is. We don't waste much. Alright, now 1 whole stick of salted butter. Now this is room temperature. Everything needs to be room temperature. Okay, let me rinse my hand off real quick. It'll go together so much nicer, creamier and everything if it's room temperature. Where's that rag, honey? Okay. Alrighty. So, now, 1 teaspoon, or is it? No, it's 2 teaspoons. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. right, everybody, we are to the frosting state. So, I should say stage, but my husband usually frosts the cakes around here. He's got a much more steady hand than I do. He also makes the pizzas because of that steady hand. So, we will get this frosted and then we'll show you the end result. Alright, everybody, this cake took less than an hour to put together, and I'm telling you right now, one of the best carrot cakes you will ever put in your mouth. It's so simple. I hope y'all enjoy it, and I hope you come back and see us, and please share us with your family and friends, and subscribe, and like our page, and we'll be sure to get back to you soon with another great Southern recipe.